Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. My name is Dan, one of our salesmen here at Buckeye Sports Center in Peninsula, Ohio. Appreciate you tuning in. So today we're going to be going over our 2025 Lund 1775 Renegade SS. This is going to be the side console version of the boat. It clocks in at a 95-inch beam, 17 feet 9 inches in length, and then the chine at its widest point is going to be 68 inches. So the nice thing about the Renegade series, especially in the 1775, is it's going to combine that classic flat bottom John boat style that anglers know and love, but it's also going to have in the bow section more of the deep V style, which means it's perfectly capable of shallow water, which a lot of bass and panfish anglers definitely love. They love to get shallow as possible. This boat has a draft of 11.5 inches, which can get you pretty much anywhere you want to go, but it also has that mod V style hull, which allows you to enter the deep waters as well, get to your spots, do any deep water angling, anything like that. Not too much has changed from last year to this year on this boat. One big thing to point out is that pretty much all Lunds from the Rebel on up are going to come standard with the aluminum rims. Just a nice touch, ties in nicely, just gives it that classy elevated look to it. The one big thing about the Renegade I like to point out is how wide the boat is. A lot of boats in this size, in this category, they're kind of tapering off rather quickly. The widest point of this boat is going to be right here in the cockpit. It does get narrow as you get up to the front, but not as narrow as most aluminum bass boats in this category. As we come around the back end of it, we do have a 90 horsepower 4-stroke Mercury on the back. This will go about 40, 42 mile an hour, so it can get you to your spots as quick as possible. Next, we'll jump inside, take a look at some of the interior features, storage, and everything that you know and love in a Lund. All right, now that we're in the interior of the 1775 Renegade SS, we'll start with the aft deck area, which you notice is pretty large for a boat of this size. I know most guys that are fishing at the back of the boat are going to appreciate that. You have the removable seat up here. You can also switch it out for a bike seat if you wanted to just have a leaning post. When we get into the storage section of the boat, tons of storage on a Lund like usual. You're going to notice it has the bubble seal technology, which keeps all of your gear, your safety stuff, your food, your drinks dry. There's also drainage in here, so it can double as a cooler. One of the main differences on the 1775 versus the 1875 and 1975 version of this boat, there is going to be an access port on the aft deck for your crank battery and your deep cell batteries for your trolling motor as well. So this is going to stand out between the three sides of this boat, makes it easy to reach and navigate all of your batteries in one area. As we move forward towards the cockpit, tons of space, 2 comfortable chairs. One other thing that's different about the 1775 compared to the other 2 boats is this storage compartment here. So we have one bench seat that comes across, added storage underneath where you're sitting, and you can also get a 3rd seat for your center spot if you want. That is an option that can be added. Rod storage as well. Anglers have tons of rods, especially in the bass fishing scene. Our storage here in the middle rod locker, it's going to hold 10 rods up to 8 foot 1 feet in length. Tons of different variety of rods, lengths, applications to fit in there. Then we also have added rod storage here along the port side of the boat for 4 rods that kind of sits down at this ramp. The rod tips extend into there. Your cone angler can have up to 4 rods at close hand towards the back of the boat too. The console is going to have a flat dash mount. We have a Helix 7 G4N Chirp on this boat, but you can fit, I'd say, 2 7-inchers on this dash comfortably if you're a guy that wants a little bit more out of his sonar. Other than that, standard analog gauges, auxiliary port, USB and USB-C included in this model. Towards the front, even though the boat gets a little narrow towards the front of the boat, it still is extremely wide. There's tons of space on it. You can fish comfortably up there 2 guys, or if it's just one, there are these rod strap downs so they're out of the way, secure while you're moving around. Again, tons of storage here in a Lund. Big compartment there with the fish finder. This also comes with a soft-sided cooler. Added storage here. And one more spot. Again, all that's going to be the bubble seal technology, keeping your gear and equipment safe and dry. Last thing I do want to point out towards the front of the boat, it does have the recessed trolling motor port right here. So that foot pedal is going to be sunken in rather than flush with the decking. Just a little bit more comfortable for your foot, and it's just out of the way. If you don't have a foot pedal, this just fits right in. So there's no spot in your deck where there's going to be a hole for you to trip on or anything like that. You can mount your electronics, your trolling motor, all at the front of the boat. Thanks for walking through the 1775 Renegade SS with me, Dan, here at Buckeye Sports Center. We're in Peninsula, Ohio. We've got a spot in Huron, Ohio, too, along the lake. Be sure to check us out on our social media, Buckeye Sports Center.